7th and first female director of District 116 Qatar. She represented District 116 as a panelist at the Toastmasters International Convention in the Bahamas and has proudly raised the Qatar flag at the 100 Years Toastmasters International Annual Convention in Anaheim, California this year. Her achievements include she has been a program quality director last year and past district club code director, leading the District 116 to become President's Distinguished. She also received the prestigious Program Quality Award at the Anaheim Convention this year. She was the Best Division Director, chartering 7 new clubs in the year 2020-2021. Professionally, she has 18 years of experience, works on a Qatar ministry project, and holds advanced degrees in computer science. She is very active in the community and in several professional organizations. Please welcome District Director Sabina MK to the virtual screen.
Thank you, Amina Khanum, for the nice introduction and warm welcome. Dear members of District 116, Toastmaster members from outside District 116, all around the world, warm good afternoon, good morning, good evening. How are you all this? Here it is afternoon, 3 p.m. in Qatar. It's an extreme pleasure to address this gathering, PR Power Series, organized by District 116 Qatar Toastmasters. This event, we have 2 trainers, Toastmaster Roshan and Toastmaster Sampath. I'm pretty sure that this event will give a lot of brainstorming ideas, creativity among the attendees to build up on their skills, because we say that what we believe what we see. In PR, there is a rule, before to convince someone or before someone to believe it's really going to happen, we or I or you must see the things 8 times. 8 times rule, the rule of 8. So it's like a front end, the face. PR is the face of any event, any organization, any institution. Unless you have a strong PR, the world has become such a phase where you can't really progress forward. This is why we give more importance to the PR activities, because more of us are visual people. We believe what we see. So looking to that aspect, we definitely need to acquire some knowledge, skills. Even for me as a district director, I need to know how it is working. So I will be also attending this event full until the end. So let us learn how today's world looking forward to the PR activities, branding, guidelines, how to make Canva flyers or marketing materials using Canva. So that is the intention why District 116 Public Relation Manager Toastmaster Amina Khanum and her team have initiated this most important training series. And I really wish this goes beyond district, region, and reach to Toastmasters International. More members all around the world will benefit from this. And let's learn more, hear more, contribute more, so that we can excel in our creativity, leadership, communication. So communication is not just the words you utter, everything you behold in terms of the flyers, the letters, the pamphlets, the articles, everything belongs to your personality or your branding. With that said, I wish all the very best to the entire team of PR and the trainers and attendees. Let's hear for the wonderful PR Power Series. Over to you.
Thank you so much, District Director, for your very inspiring words. As always, you are the reason for our success. Let me introduce to you our team who will be working behind the scenes and on screen to conduct this event today. Firstly, to introduce myself, I am the district PR manager. I am a business analyst by profession, but a PR enthusiast by passion. I have a very strong team with me today. First up is our co-host, who is Akhil Fahim. He is a Toastmaster since 2022, affiliated with Toastmasters since 2017 as a Gavalier. He is the current VPE of Transcend Toastmasters Club and serves as the VPPR of the club, as well as Division F PRM during the previous term. This year, he is supporting me as the social media manager for District 116. So please, let's have a round of applause for our very talented co-host, Toastmaster Akhil. Next up, we have our timer. She is a teacher by profession and has been working with amazing and diverse children in Qatar since 2012. She is a proud mom of two, and outside the classroom, she is a social butterfly who loves meeting new people and making friends. In June 2023, she decided to challenge herself and join Toastmasters. It's been an incredible learning experience for her, and she has been climbing up the ranks, I must say, very fast. So a round of applause for our timer, Samreen Shahenshah. And lastly, we have our Q&A host. She is a master's student with a focus on bioinformatics research during her internship. In addition to her academic pursuits, she also serves as the pharmacist in charge at a prestigious VIP clinic. She has had the privilege of being featured as the prominent figure in health-related episodes on the Care and Cure Instagram page. I urge you all to follow that page too. She is known for her active and helpful presence in the community and a highly sociable individual. She is currently serving as VPPR of Qatar Mothers Toastmasters, Area 17 Director, and has represented Area 17 at the division level in international speech contests. So a huge round of applause for our Q&A host as well. And now coming to our first session for today, first module, that will be presented by a very enthusiastic Toastmaster who believes that Toastmasters is not just a platform for communication, but also where leaders are made. He is always willing to accept challenges and see every experience as an opportunity for learning and growth. He currently works as a at Strategic Partners Alliance Group as a financial controller. He holds various positions in Toastmasters at the district, division, area, and club levels, including being the past district IT manager, and is currently serving as Area 16 director. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Sampath, who will be presenting to you PR Toolkit Essentials. Toastmaster Sampath, please welcome, and the screen is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amina, for wonderful introduction about me. Hope I am audible and visible. Warm
Yes.
Good evening. How are you? I hope you had a great lunch, Qatar people, and all the people. Once again, warm good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. And today, actually, my topic is a very vast topic, but I was trying to share some share some little informations, because I believe if you know something you can do, there are so many tools to find and you can learn. Today I am going to cover Canva, about Canva Pro, how to get the Canva Pro access from Toastmasters International, and alternatives to Pro Canva, and using a Pro Zoom account, how to use Zoom account, and content writing with AI, and tips and some pre sites to publish our sites, our events in Qatar. Before that, I want to share some video.
Do you know who Alexander the Great's tutor was for about 14 years?
I hope audible to everyone.
You know, Aristotle. And
Is it audible?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay.
what Aristotle wrote without an intermediary. And maybe if there's a professor, they can add to that, but at least I can go directly to the source material. And that is, of course, the foundation upon which our Western civilization is built. But I can't ask Aristotle a question. I mean, I can, but I won't get an answer. And so my hope is that in our lifetimes, we can make a tool of a new kind, of an interactive kind. And so my hope is someday, when the next Aristotle is alive, we can capture the underlying worldview of that Aristotle in a computer. And someday, some student will be able to not only read the words Aristotle wrote, but ask Aristotle a question and get an answer. And that's what I hope that we can do.
Any idea about who is this guy?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Exactly 30 years ago, he was he had a vision, and he told we can ask any person, not Aristotle, anyone, Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, we can ask question and get the feedback. I think it's realized today with the AI tools. Creating a flyer with the, I will go to ChatGPT because I hope everyone know about the ChatGPT. I need the answers. Yes or no?
Yeah, ChatGPT we know.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know the ChatGPT have a plugin for Canva? If you go to ChatGPT, next time go to explore ChatGPT, then you will find so many apps. So today I add Canva app, and there are so many apps you can use day-to-day work for writing and for creating video. Everything is there, research and education. So if you use the ChatGPT, if you want to create a flyer, you can ask from ChatGPT like this. So I'll put my club name. Will Master meeting on 28 August. Within few seconds, he's going to deliver fly option. But when you click this, it will be you will divert to the Canva. From that, you can easily edit it. This is one way you can use ChatGPT for the Canva. And here you can use our brand and change the colors. I hope our next presenter will explain how to do these things. So this is a one tool you can use in for day-to-day work. the more the second thing is how to get Canva Pro, because at the moment we have Canva Free. But do you know that Toastmaster provide Canva Canva Pro access to the Toastmasters? So for that, I will show how to get it. Go to Canva. We go to non-profit, because Toastmaster category under non-profit. Non-profit, and you can apply for Canva non-profit. I'm in a I'm sorry, get pro, because I already get this approval. I will show you here. You have to select register non-profit and country, select the US. And here you have to mention this Toastmasters ID as 9513000076. And when you apply, you will get email from the Canva. This is the email I got it. And you need to send an email to Toastmasters International. I send to Toastmasters International, and within 3 days, you will get a non-profit. And I got up to 50 people for Canva access. So this is one option if you really want pro account. But in my opinion, no need pro account. With our Toastmaster work, most of the time we can we have other tools to use for. I will show you. The first tool is PowerPoint. We can use the PowerPoint as alternative for Canva Pro. Second one is so Pixel X and Snap Up and Stencils. So these are the apps you can use as option for the Canva. And my favorite one is Microsoft Designer. I will show you how Microsoft Designer works. Here you have to write your prompt. These are the images I generated from Microsoft Publisher. So other one is Zoom account. When you are creating a Zoom account, I will show you. Sometimes we see people are sharing. Sometimes we see people are sharing Zoom meeting schedules with details. To avoid this, when you are scheduling the meeting, very simple thing need to do. When you go to audio, if you select both, it will come very long message. If you select computer audio, then this long message will be shortened. The other thing is, when you are arrange a Zoom meeting, most people not click this registration. If you click this registration, you can collect the data who are going to register in your meeting, because it will be great help for the VPM to follow up the members. For example, this PR Power series, already 141 people registered. These are the registered people. So we will have all the details, because if you are sharing just Zoom link and without any information, without registration, you cannot get the information, because we don't know how many people registered. Now at the moment, I can see 61 participants, but when we have a registered list, we can after that we can follow up why people are not participate, and it will be a great help for the VPM. And I want to share you some very important tools in the Zoom.
Toastmaster Sampath, there's someone in the chat, Toastmaster Arjun, who's asking how to get there. Toastmaster Arjun, as I understand, you would like to see how to see the number of registrations.
Uh, number of registration.
Yes, how do
So-
you see the registrations report? If you could just show that very quickly.
For that, Amina need to log in by the meeting created ID. I am not logging that ID. If you are
No,
login, I
no,
can
to show how did you see that report? You showed how we get that list of registrations in Zoom, right? So he wants to see how to see that report.
it's okay. I'll show you. Amina, for that, because this meeting created by admin account, for that you need to log in by admin account. If someone can share, okay, during the Q&A session I will share it because I had login but that account.
Okay, no
Okay.
worries. Actually, you just need to go into the meeting settings on the Zoom website. And in the meeting settings, you will find on the left-hand side the reports panel where you can access the meeting usage reports, and the registration report will be available to you there. We will show that to you during the Q&A session.
Can you get my other account?
It's fine, Toastmaster Sampath, you can proceed with the rest.
Okay. I want to show you something. I am using my other camera. Do you see, if you click this app, because most of the time we need to, in the Zoom meeting, we need a timer. So you can use this timer app. It's here in the down ribbon. If you go to apps, you will find the timer. But if you want to get these apps, you need to log in by the Zoom app. You need to log in first. If you click this time app, it's a stopwatch. And it will be showing, you will see in my screen, it show the timing. So in the Toastmasters meeting, we can use this app very effectively. Second thing is virtual background. There are nice virtual background you can use from this app. You can use get nice virtual backgrounds. Other app is group photo. Normally we ask everyone to open the camera and wait for the group photo. But if you use this app, take photo, it will very easily we can create the group photo. I will take the group photo. You will get a notice. Okay. Other one is a meeting message. We are using very long messages, but you can use shorten UR by using bit.ly to create a shortened message. I will display how to do. This is bit.ly. Not only that, this bit.ly, if you use bit.ly, it will show how many people click the link. This is my previous one for a meeting. This, so it show the engagement. Here you need to copy the meeting link. And you can create. Other thing is, when you are writing the WhatsApp messages for the meeting, you can use small tips, like you can bold and you can use the italic, and it will be nice, and it will be very creative, and it will be eye-catching. People will, because, for example, if meeting day is bold, you will for the content writing. For content writing, my favorite one is, there are normally we have three AI tools: ChatGPT, Copilot, and Gemini AI. I will share you how what I am using currently. Normally, I am using.
Connection, Appa.
So, for example, I asked this my topics. I mentioned my topics. So, can Gemini give me the ideas? We can use this, for example, if you want to arrange a meeting details. Sample for, please. If you mention date, like 28 August, time 7 p.m., venue like Vibrant Academy. So very easily we can rewrite the content. Not only that, if you write something, and we can check the grammar. And we can find details from this. So before that, I was asked question number of movement to levels in the marketing. So he will in ChatGPT we can get easily information. So this is AI is like a knife. We can use to cut the bread. Also, we can use to kill the man. So decision is up to you. So, over to you, Amina.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sampath. That was very helpful. I think a lot of ideas and tips for our PR gurus who have joined us today. I would just request everyone to please leave your questions in the chat box for us to address during the Q&A session. And we can then quickly move on to the next part of today's session. Next up, we have, I think what everybody's been desperately waiting for is the Crafting with Canva module, which will be presented by a very dynamic Toastmaster of District 116. She is Roshan Sukeja, a globetrotter who visited her 107th country this year, and with each journey adding a unique flavor to her life. She is an aviation professional, an avid Korean drama enthusiast. She was the third place winner in the international speech contest at District Toastmasters Annual Conference, District 116 this year. She firmly believes in karma and kindness, infusing her travels with compassion and positive energy, leaving a trail of love wherever she goes. She's going to brighten up our screens in a couple of seconds. Toastmaster Roshan, the screen is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amina, for that beautiful introduction. I am just seeing if you can see my screen. Amina, are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Now?
Yes, now we can.
Thank you very much. Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Roshan, as Amina mentioned, and there are two reasons why I'm going to brighten up your screen today. One, because my name literally means bright. And the second reason is because I'm wearing this bright green blazer, because I thought if nothing else goes well, at least I can brighten up your day today. So I have a very, I'm going to wear two hats today. I'm going to try and impart knowledge to you with regards to brand compliance and how you can make really amazing flyers with Canva. So Canva Craft, rightly named by our district PRM. And my job today is to try to give you a little bit of knowledge on what I have gained over the past couple of years as VPPR. And I was fortunate enough last year to be, receiving some awards from the district. So all Toastmasters all over the world, this is a platform for us to grow and empower each other. And that's why I'm here. So let's get started. Let's please not forget that we have two hashtags that we always follow, where leaders are made, and our District 116 tagline is inspire, influence, and impact. So I'm going to first touch upon how to make your flyer brand compliant. And of course, if you have any questions, you can ask us right at the end of the session. And if you want me to repeat something, then please just write it in the chat and Amina will stop me and ask me the question. So I call it the cliff. Cliff is basically an acronym for colors, logos, images, and fonts again. Now, why there are two different Fs, I will explain in a minute. But I always believe that if you climb that cliff, you are brand compliant. And why do we need to be brand compliant? Now, we come from all different parts of the world. We all have different tastes, different cultures, different backgrounds. And somehow we have one thing in common. We are all Toastmasters. And this needs to show in our brand compliance. That's the reason Toastmasters has a brand portal, a brand manual, and we need to adhere to these brand manuals to ensure that our flyers are compliant and they send the message that Toastmasters International wants to deliver through us, through our clubs, through our districts. So before I proceed, I want to show you that this is a link to the brand portal. Now, if you log into Toastmasters International using your credentials, you will be able to visit a website, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Let's do it through this. So this is our brand portal that opens up once you click on that link. That's a link to this brand portal. And it shows you branded images that you can use that Toastmasters provides you and the brand menu. And when you click on the brand menu, it gives you a page of instructions about what the latest logos are, what is a tagline, what is allowed, what are the different fonts you can use, etc. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my presentation. Yeah. So first let's look at the C of the cliff. Though I'm going to show all this how to do it in Canva as well, but just let's run through the branding guidelines. So there are three primary colors that Toastmasters International says you are allowed to use as your base colors. They are the ones that you should use for your base, for your fonts, etc. And these colors are true maroon, loyal blue, and cool gray. And as you can see, each color has a little code which we can insert in Canva to create our brand compliant posters. Apart from that, of course, you can also use black and white because they are permitted. And you can also use happy yellow as an accent color. So when you want to accentuate something, when you want to highlight something, you can use the happy yellow as, the color of the text box or the text itself. The font can be that color. So anything that you want to make sure that it is kind of popping out from your flyer, you could use the happy yellow. Moving on, there is also gradients. So sometimes when you want a 3D or a 2D, let's say dimensional effect on your flyer, you're bored of using the primary colors, you are allowed to use gradients in this particular, according to the brand manual that we have. However, there's one thing with gradients. You can't mix colors. You can't mix a loyal blue with a true maroon. You can't have maroon and blue mixing. You can't have gray and blue mixing. Like there are different gradients that are given in the brand manual and you need to follow them. So what I'm going to do is somebody very kindly, when I became VPPR, shared a document with me which had all of this. So I'm going to share this with you. It's going to be a view only. You can save it on your Canva and copy it. And then you can edit it, no problem. Because if you edit the primary document, if I give you edit rights, it's going to change all the documents. So I'm just going to later put this in the chat box, and you will have all this information in one document. So you can use it all. Everything is brand compliant. But there's one thing I want to tell you is that even if you're using this information, always refer to the portal itself, because things might change and you might be using this for the last year and suddenly there's a new brand manual and you're not aware that a new font has been added or a new logo has been created. Okay. So moving on. Is the pace good for everyone? I hope everything is okay and not going too fast. If I am, please tell me to repeat myself and I will. So these are the different gradients that are permitted and they are made as per the brand manual. So in Canva, I will show you what you do. All you need to do is right click, copy and paste it and use it as a background. You can also create this gradient, but then that requires a further step. So these are your gradient colors. Now you can also use transparencies. You can make it a little bit lighter as well. So generally on the loyal blue and the deep maroon, a 70% transparency is good. But on the cool gray, the swatch that you use on top of transparency is not a white like the other two dark colors, but because cool gray is a lighter color, you use the darker color swatch on it. So that will be the loyal blue, again, 70% opacity. This can be done again in Canva, which we will see. Now let's come on to the L of our cliff, which is the logos, right? Now, Toastmasters International, as you know, has several logos that you can use. There are color logos, there's grayscale logos. It totally depends on what your background is. If your background is light, then obviously you should use a darker logo. If your background is dark, you could use a grayscale or a lighter logo. The thing to remember is logos should be downloaded again from the brand manual and in PNG format. Because I don't know if you're aware that PNG format then does not have a background. You will only have the logo. If you download in JPG, you will see a background, which will not blend very well and fit very well on your poster or flyer. So one thing, if you're taking notes, I would, please write that down, that when you download a logo from a brand manual, please download the one in PNG format. Now, there are several logos. Not many Toastmasters use the wordmark logo, but I would highly recommend you to use it because it fits so nicely in sometimes when you don't want to use the round circular logo. So it's an option. It is even just the words here, Toastmasters, this is a logo. So this is permitted to be used as well. These are called logo lockups. Now, what is a lockup is basically you can't separate the two parts of the logo. Like you can't just use the left-hand side and not use the right-hand side since 1924. The entire thing is a logo. So you can have a choice of using these logos as well. These are certain logos for pathways. So if you're creating a flyer for completion of pathways, you need to use these logos. This is a good logo to be used, indicating that your member has completed a particular path. Also, now we have the centennial logos, the 100 years logos. This is only issued for this year. This is only for the 100th year. It's not to be used after the 100th year. So please feel free to use it. There are district centennial logos with the 116 written underneath for District 116. And for all other districts, they have their own ones as well. And there are just the 100-year logos as well. There are logos for gavel clubs. So if you are running a gavel club in your district, then if you have to release a poster for it, then you could also use these logos. Now let's move on to the I, which is the images. Now, images can be used to enhance the look of your poster. However, you cannot use images that are not related to the Toastmasters mission in any way. So if it's not about leadership, if it's not about communication, if it's not about enhancing either of these, it is not to be used. So for example, when I became a VPPR, I had a theme called travel, because travel is very close to my heart. And the first thing on my logo that I put was a passport, which is nothing to do with Toastmasters International. So that flyer is absolutely not brand compliant. This image at the bottom shows a traveler and a lovely aircraft. I could put it on my Instagram page, but only my personal one. If it's a flyer I'm creating, it must be an image that I'm using which is related to Toastmasters. Now, where do I get these images from? So Toastmasters in the brand portal, let's go back to it quickly and see it. Is it? Oh, I seem to have closed the brand portal. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit later, but their brand portal has branded images, which is one of these is that one. So you can actually use this as in your poster very easily. Where can you get other images from? You can get it from websites like maybe Free Pick, which give you free images, but please, getting it out of Google is not really allowed. Google has some websites that give you free images that are permitted to be used, but then some that are copyrighted and you can't use them. But Toastmasters has their own images. Plus, you could
Roshan,
use
I
images.
have shared the link to both the manual as well as the branded images in the chat box if you'd like.
Thank you so much, Amina. You're a lifesaver. Thank you. So please, Amina has graciously done my job for me. So thank you, Amina. So please refer to that. And I'm going to do that as well. This is the Lighto. Here I am. So if you can see, this is the brand portal, and this is the branded images here. So if I click on these branded images, this gives me all the images that Toastmasters allows us to freely use on our flyers, our posters, our videos, everything. So you could freely use them, and I'll show you in Canva how to do that in just a minute. Okay, so going back to my images, I would also like to tell you that there are small images that are for, or they call them badges, for different pathways that you complete as well. So you could use these. These are also from the brand manual. There's also pathway levels from Toastmasters. Now let's go to the F, the first F. The reason that I put two Fs is because there are two different types of fonts that are required to be used on a flyer. The first font is for the heading or the headline and the subheading. And this could be Gotham or Montserrat. So Gotham is not always available on Canva. I have it somehow. So you could use Gotham, and a very close relative, let's say, of Gotham is the Montserrat, which is available on Canva. And when I'm saying available on Canva, I'm only talking about Canva free version. Let's not even get into Pro right now. I'll just show you a little bit of things on Pro a little bit later. However, in the free version, I have both Gotham and Montserrat for me, but if you can't see Gotham, Montserrat is available. You would use this for headings and subheadings. And if you have to fill in the body of the flyer, the other F, the second font that you need to use is either Myriad Pro, which is not available on the free version. Instead, you have an alternative, Source Sans Pro. So this is available on the Canva. So you would be using the Source Sans Pro instead of the Myriad Pro for the body of the flyer. So effects can be added to fonts. I will show you how on Canva in a minute as well. And you can make the font curved. You could, highlight the font a little bit. There are certain effects on Canva that you can use, provided those fonts that you're using are the ones that are allowed and the colors of the fonts are also the ones that are permitted. These are some icons for social media which are available in Canva, and you are allowed to use them as well. Now, sometimes I'm guilty of the same. We get so carried away with our theme of the meeting that we try to use something that is related to the theme. So if you're talking about, I don't know, health, then maybe a doctor's stethoscope might appear somehow. Or if you're talking about fitness, someone who is running a marathon might appear on your flyer. Everything else will be brand compliant, but you will have the urge to squeeze in something special to give your audience this clear message that your theme is this for the meeting. But do you know that you're not even required to have a theme for the meeting? It's not mandatory. The focus is not the theme. The focus is on what you get out of that meeting when you come for a Toastmasters meeting. So instead of putting that photo, put a nice leader's photo from your group. Get their consent and ask them, can you please pose for me like in your nice jacket and your suit, and give me a confident, a smile, and post that instead of posting an aeroplane flying or something like that. Okay. So I'm going to now start my Canva demonstration. So let's go back to Canva. So before I start with Canva, I want to ask you, I don't know if you know what is Canva, because a year ago or a year and a half ago, I had no idea. I had never heard of Canva. And I'm not 20 something that, they are so tech savvy. But if I can do it, trust me, you can as well. So Canva is a graphic design software or an application that helps us design flyers, posters. I make my agendas on it as VPE as well. You can make your newsletters on it. The possibilities are endless. Your YouTube channel, if you have one, you could also make the cover page for that. You could make your YouTube videos. There are so many things you could do. However, I'm sure Amina has a lot of things planned as the PR Power series. So I'm going to focus only on flyers today. So Canva is, anybody knows where Canva is from? Let's have a quick, think about it. Can someone type in the chat, which country do you think Canva headquarters are located? Please don't Google it, you'll find it. But if you know, would you put it in the chat, please? Well, I also thought it was from USA. Absolutely. Mr. Anthony D'Souza, you get a star, and so does Samreen. So Canva is actually an Australian company. So it's based in Australia, and they started over a decade ago. And I only heard about it about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. And it's so useful it's free. That's the best part of it. Thank you, Canva. And since I'm promoting it, I hope they give me a pro account very soon. So if you want to create a flyer in Canva, first, of course, you need to create an account. Creating an account is very simple. It's not difficult at all, because to create an account, all you need to do is you need to make sure that you enter your email address and have a password and you're in. And then once you have logged in, you go to this tab on top which says create a design. And after many failed attempts, I have finally understood as VPPR that the design size that works both on Instagram and on Facebook is a square Instagram post. This somehow works. The whole thing shows on Facebook as well if you post it. And if you post it on Instagram, it's fine as well. Many times I have tried A4 size, different things, and it always cuts off the logo or the base of it. So if you are a VPPR and if you want to post it on social media, please select, that's another thing I would write down on your notes if you are, select Instagram post square. So once I select Instagram post square, a blank page appears for me. Now let's start in the same format that we said. So first we said are our brand compliant colors that we need. So can you see these tabs on the left? These are very helpful tabs for me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the brand. And of course, it tells me to add, Pro, which I don't have. I don't want to add Pro. And as I told you, there are 3 main brand primary colors. This can be also added in a non-pro account, on a basic free account. So I go back to home and I'm going to show you how to do it. Can you see the brand here? You just go to brand. And there's a brand kit given here. So you just click on that and it will ask you to add, I've already made a folder called Toastmasters International. It allows you to add up to 3 free colors. Only thing is you cannot add a 4th color. So if let's say you don't use cool gray a lot, you could just add the 2 basic primary colors and your accent color. If you use the 3 primary colors a lot, you don't use the accent color a lot, or if you want to add it extra separately, just on the flyer, you could do that as well. So very quickly, let me add my colors. So the first one I'm going to add is, I'm going to edit this. To release that. So you see this little tab. So I'm going to put now the color. So true maroon, if you go to the brand manual, you will find that it is 772432. And now that has been added. Next, I'm going to add my loyal blue, which is 004165. And that has been added as well. And for me personally, I don't use cool gray so much. So I'm going to instead add my accent color, which is going to be the happy yellow, which is going to be F2B F74. And there you are. So now I have my 3 colors added. I cannot add a 4th color, unfortunately. It needs to go to a pro account, upgrade myself and all that, which I don't want to do. So let's go back to our, sorry, excuse me, where am I again? This one. Yeah, let's go back to our brand kits and back to home. And this was my blank design that I was designing. Now, if I go to brand here, as you can see, I have the colors here. So now I can just choose any of these colors. If I want to just shuffle, it will shuffle between the 3. But please remember that happy yellow is not a background color. It cannot be used as a background color. It can only be used as an accent color. So I'm going to use the true maroon as my background. Hope everything is clear so far. So only 3 primary colors or any 3 colors can be added to your brand in the free version. Now I want to go, so color is done. Now I want to go to my logo. So I need to update or upload a logo on top. So I can go to my brand manual. Now logo, there's one thing you need to remember, that can you see this, our basic logo? So this is our logo. Can everybody see this clearly?
Yes.
Yeah. So now you need to make sure that whenever you paste a logo on your manual, on your flyer, it needs to be very clear. It needs to be on a lighter or a contrast background. And you need to have breathing space around the logo. And it says it's indicated by this X. What is this X? This X is nothing but the size of the writing in the middle. So if the writing is this much, then the X has all around on all 4 sides, you must have that much space given for the logo to breathe. So you cannot have anything so close. It can't be so close to the border. Okay, so now let's see that let's go to the logo. Remember I said I need PNG. So I'm going to download this, save. And this is my logo. Okay, let me use another logo. I have it in the so I'm going to, there's another, so all you need to do is either you right click on the logo and paste it here, or you can go to uploads. And then if you have anywhere on your drive, if it's saved, you can upload it here. And once you've uploaded it, it stays in your gallery. So I'm going to use this, let's say the district, because it's a district training. I have this District 116 100 years centennial logo because this is the 100th year. So I'm going to then resize it. How small or big should the logo be? So as I said, first thing is it needs to have breathing space around it if it's a word in the middle. If it's a round circular logo like this, minimum is 72 pixels. So can you see that when I'm pulling it and I'm reducing the size, it's showing 183, 190, 182. So it should not go less than 72. All right. So this is your logo done as well. I have enough breathing space around the logo. I think it's big enough for me. So this should be okay. All right. So we've got our logo. Now, where can the logo be placed? This is another thing. I learned it quite late because I used to always place it either on the left or somewhere in the middle or on the right here. Now, Toastmasters International says it is recommended to either place it on the left top corner like this or on the bottom right. But this is not a rule. You could also put it in the middle as long as you follow the breathing space, or you could put it, somewhere that you think on here, as long as it is visible and you follow the guideline. So I'm going to, let's say, put it the bottom here. Okay. Now, next thing is our images. Now, if I wanted to get an image, I could go to free pics and add an image, or just so any image that you want, you download it to your computer and you can just go to your uploads again and add the image. And there, your image is here. Now, again, remember the image should represent the brand. So this is public speaking. We are all about public speaking. So this represents my brand well. So I can add this image anywhere I want it. So maybe I will add it here. Okay. Instead of this image, as I told you, you could ask one of your leaders to post. So I have one of my leaders here. I could also, with his permission, post his photo here as well. So one important feature that I really love is background removal. I like images without a background because as you can see now it's contrasting and the whole flyer looks a bit like not professional. So how do I remove a background? It's very easily removable in the Pro version because when you say edit image, easily there is a tab that is now, can you see a little crown here? This crown represents Pro. So if that crown is there, you cannot do that. You cannot use it in a free version. So what do I do then? So there is a shortcut, which you're taking the other route. And what you do is you go to this website called Remove Image Background, and you can upload your image there. So wherever you have the image, so let's say I go to downloads, and I have this open. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, dismiss. No, this is not the right one. Please excuse me. I will go back again. I need to first save So let me save this first. Okay, so again, go back. Image, Roshan background, open. So I'm using my image, and as you can see now, it has removed the background. And you can just right click, copy image. I go back to my flyer. I will delete and I will put my image. And there you are. So you have my image, which I can put here, and there is no background to it. So again, a quick recap on this because there was some technical glitch there. So all you need to do is if you type on Google, remove background, it'll take you to a website, the first one, very first one. And there are a couple of them actually. So you save your image in that on your desktop and upload it to that website, ask them to remove the background. You don't even need to save it back to your computer. You just right click and say copy image and paste it in Canva. And that will then give you an image. And then again, you can edit this image to make it black and white. You can make it, I like to play around with the image. So it gives me a little bit more professional look. If you don't want too much color contrast, like I was wearing a blue jacket, which is too contrasting with this background. So you could do that as well. Now I've got the image. Where else can I get photos? So if you also see, there's a tab here called Photos. You click on the tab and you could also use photos from Canva. Canva has a whole gallery of photos. Some of them are only for pro version. How do you know if it's a pro version? Remember, I told you the little crown thing. So if you see the crown, then obviously it is only pro. But if I want to, let's say, talk about a speech, and I'm going to see, you see, this is a crown, so this is pro. But then this gentleman here does not have a crown. So I could even use his photo. This is from Canva itself, and it's for the free version. So if you don't want to use your club member photos, you could also use photos either from FreePic or from Canva itself. All right. So we've got our colors, we've got our logo, and we've got our images. Of course, we need our fonts. So now how do I add fonts that are brand compliant to this flyer? So please go to text. Now, if you go to text, you will see that you can add a heading. So I had a heading and I could put the heading up here. And what do I add to the heading? Okay, let's say my club name, which is Club Post Ed. And this is a heading. So remember, for headings, we have two choices. It could be either Gotham or Montserrat. So I'm going to look for, in this, Gotham. And there is Gotham. And it's not just, you don't just click on Gotham. When you click on that little arrow next to it, it gives you different choices. So you could choose light, you could choose regular, you could even make it bold, or you could make it black. So which is really like, it's not black itself, but it's bold and, you know, black like that. So you could make it like this. I like the bold a little bit, so I'm going to keep it like this. Then if I have another subheading to add, so I say District 116. And I need to again use either Gotham or Montserrat. So this time let me try Montserrat. So you see Montserrat, and again Montserrat has different options. So I'll go for the bold one. So this is your Montserrat, and I'm going to go for, let's say, extra bold. So that's my Montserrat. Can I use white as my text color? Yes, it is permitted because it is a dark background. So you can use something that is contrasting. So again, staying within the brand colors, let's say that I wanted to change this to my accent color. Can I do that? Yes. So I go to my brand, remember, and I will, oh no, not the whole thing. Please select only that. So I do undo and I select this and I click, and not the background, why? So because they are linked, I can do from the text here, sorry. This is the text and it goes to the brand. So you can see there are 3 colors, and please use either, I want to use yellow, and for this one, I want to use the white. So I will just stick to the normal white color. Okay. So this is your brand. So to change the color of the text, there's a little tab on top, text color, click on that. You can also make it italic. You can, underline it, whatever you like. It is allowed to have effects, as I told you. So let's say that I wanted to now add a body text. So again, I will go to text, and this time I'm adding a little bit of a body, and I'm going to write, join us to enhance your Canva skills. Skills, there you go. Now, what is the font for the body? You remember it is Canva, it is Source Sans Pro. So I will go to Source Sans Pro. That is your font that is permitted for the body. If you want to increase the size of the font, you can just click on that, increase it from top here. I want to increase it a bit. Now, can I add any effects to this text? Of course I can. So I go to effects, and if I wanted to just, make a shadow, I could add a shadow. I could even change the, the offset of the shadow, the direction of the shadow. If I wanted to maybe have an echo, I could do that as well. I could maybe highlight it a bit like this as well, make it neon. So you could play around with the text. However, it must be within the brand colors, and the font must be brand compliant as well. Another important thing that it's new, I think, in Canva I didn't find it before, is if I wanted to put a text box behind this with a color and then add the font in front of it. So I want a color background here just for this text box. I used to first create a text box, fill it with a color, and then I would layer this thing on top of it. So just add the text on top of it. However, now, if you go to effects, you could actually go to background. And when you're in background, you could add the color as well. So you see the color here has been added as black, if I wanted to add that. So that is also possible. You can change the black color as well. So the same way, effects, I go to background, and this color here can be changed to, I don't know if I want the accent color maybe. Then I change the font color maybe to the maroon. So I highlight the font and I choose maroon, and I make it bold as well. So that becomes, so this is it's a good feature now to use in Canva. This was not there before. So we have done our skills. We've got the skills. But how do we actually make amazing posters? This is a basic poster. So there is something on Canva called design. And personally, I love it a lot. So what I do is, as a VPPR, because after a certain time, when you're new, it's good to start from a blank poster and create it. However, when you start playing around with Canva and you become more confident, you could go to the design element and choose a design. So how do you choose a template? You can type something, okay, say flyer for meeting, and search for it. And maybe before I change the settings of this, can you see a plus button on top? So I'm going to click on this. So this will duplicate my design so that I don't lose my original design. I still have it. At the same time, I can play around and see what I can do with this design. So let's say that I wanted it to be, oh, this looks very interesting, but it's a pro version. So obviously I can't use it because it has a crown. So I need something which is a non-pro version. So let's look at it. This looks good. So I will add as a new page. And this is now my background. I like quite the look of it, but I need to modify it to make it brand compliant. So I need to physically now manually go to every element. So I can see this, I'm going to remove that. These elements I'm going to remove. This color, I'm just going to go to brand and choose these colors. You see, when I click on the shuffle, it will give me different options of the brand colors. So you could do that. And there you go. You have a brand compliant flyer. And you could remove this. You could change it to Toastmasters meeting. You could reduce the size. Of course, you need to change the font because the font needs to be, because it's a body, it needs to be Montserrat, so, or Gotham. So I'm going to say Montserrat, bold. So there it goes. And then you create your flyers. So that's how you make brand compliant flyers. And there are so many designs that you can look for in which are, I'm going to show you this one as well. This is again, add as a new page. You see, this is another design. So there are templates that are already ready. All you need to do is you need to work around those templates to try to make them brand compliant. And please, please, it's a request. Don't fall into the trap of using images that are not required for your flyer. This is a perfect image. There's a meeting going on, but this building has nothing to do with Toastmasters. So obviously I would change that and put maybe a Toastmasters branded image or something from my club with permission. So this is something for everyone, I hope to take away. Another last important tip, please remember two things. We always should write on our flyers at least 2 or 3 points about why why should you join Toastmasters. Whatever you want to write, you can use Toastmaster. Sampath gave us great prompts to create flyers, like when you have, the content can be created. So go to ChatGPT or any other tool that you want, or write it yourself if you're creative enough, but write it to empower individuals, to meet people from diverse cultures, to enhance our public speaking skills, to become leaders eventually, or even enhance your leadership skills if you're already a leader. So add these things on your flyer. This is very important. And also, please don't forget to add our hashtags. So our district firmly believes in our hashtag, which is inspire, influence, impact. And then, of course, it should be a different color. And then it should be also brand compliant font, which should be Source Sans Pro. And of course, where leaders are made as well. So you will also write another tagline to say where leaders are made. Okay, so that is how you create, hopefully, small masterpieces that make a big impact. Over to you, Toastmaster Amina. I'm open for questions, if any.
Toastmaster Roshan, before we move on to Q&A, I would really like for you to show our participants today the use of frames for photos and
Yes, sure. Certainly, thank you. I did not cover on elements because of shortage of time, so I'm going to do that now. Thank you for reminding me. So on the left-hand side, there is a tab also called elements. These are very useful. To enhance the look of your flyer, you could use shapes freely. Any geometric shapes are permitted. So you could use a geometric shape first. Let's say I'm going to use a rectangle. So I'm going to put a rectangle in there, and that gives me all the rectangles you see. So I'm going to use go to shapes, see all, and that will give you the rectangle. I like the little curved one. So you could use this if you want. You could fill it with whatever brand compliant color you want. Let's say I'm going to put blue, and just to adjust the shape, and then maybe write something on top of it. Okay, so that's one thing with elements. The second thing, as Amina mentioned to us, is about the use of frames. So not always do you need to add images just like this, okay, without any frame to it. So if you just look for frames in elements, it gives you all these. Please say all, see all, and then it gives you a range of frames that you could use. So if you wanted to use, I'm going to use, let's say, a circle. So I like this circular frame. So I'm going to put this here. Yeah. And then again, this is a background for a photo. So any photo that you put in, you can insert in that. So now how do we insert photos? Remember, either you just copy paste or you go to uploads. And then I'm going to go to, again, let's say Toastmaster Anish, he's here. And then I would just put this inside the frame. So this will fit the shape of the frame. Again, after you put it in, you could reduce the size, you could increase the size. If you don't want the background of the frame, you remember that you need to go to background remover, remove his background, and then just put in. And then that will give you just the outline with the circle around it as well. You could also use in elements. I'm just going to go back a little bit to remove the frames. So you remember we spoke about gradients. So actually, if you look for gradients here, you can use gradients from here as well. And then just change the colors. So when you click on the gradient, let's say you change, this is a pro version. So that's why it's showing the Canva watermark. But you can use any one that is not pro. Let's say I'm using this one. So this is a gradient and the colors are given on top. This is a little purple and white. You could change it to your different gradient colors of 2 blues that are given in the brand manuals, or 2 maroons, or 2 grays. So that could be done through elements as well. You could add photos if you wanted, but the one thing that I would ask you to stay away from is graphics. So not just in... So please do not use stickers. So can you see in the elements, there's a lot of stickers. So if I wanted to show you a sticker, I would put, let's say the theme is about Bollywood movies, which I love a lot. But if I'm going to put popcorn here, this please is not permitted at all. So please do not use any stickers. Also do not use clip art. So stay away from clip art and from stickers. You could also very nicely, there are audios, there are videos that you could incorporate. Sometimes when I'm making a video for a club, I would introduce the members for the meeting, the role players. And in the end, if I want to say, please join us, I could go to the videos here and find a person who's just, showing join us like this and use that video as well. You could use videos for teamwork. All these are Canva videos permitted to be used. But of course, making videos is a separate section. I'm not going to cover that today. But that is how you would use shapes and frames from the Elements tab. That is what it is here. Okay. Actually, we still have a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to this thing and I'm going to show you. I'm going to ask you to please see if you think these flyers are compliant or not, and put in the chat very quickly what you would change in these flyers. So not this one, please wait, and I'll tell you when to go. Yeah, this one. So can you tell me if this is a brand compliant flyer? The font is all brand compliant, I can tell you that. But apart from that, if you can tell me, is this brand compliant or not?
What about the white background?
It is allowed to use white as a background.
The logo was not used properly.
If I may ask, how so?
It should be in the corner and giving the proper the space, right?
Okay, thank you. So the logo could be a bit bigger if required, because it should be in accordance with your poster. It can be a bit bigger, but there should be enough breathing space around the logo. All right. But this is a very brand compliant poster. I can see a couple of chats. Logo issue, no breathing space. Yeah, there is breathing space,
The
but
hashtag.
Sorry again.
The hashtag. Every members matter.
Yeah, thank you for noticing that. That is from last year. It was our District 116 hashtag from last year. So this poster is from last term. But yes, we should use now inspire, influence, impact. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next one. This one, please tell me.
No yellow. Clearly the yellow background is not
Not with the
allowed.
background.
Very good. So yellow background is not permitted. It's an accent color. It's not your background primary color. Very good.
Then the text is
Is the
written in
or-
white and join us is something different color.
I would appreciate if you could write it in the text in the meeting chat, please, so that everybody gets an opportunity. If you have, we don't talk on each other. So no happy yellow, white text on yellow. Absolutely. That's not, the way it does. It's not pleasing to the eye, not very easy to read. It's not legible enough. So it needs to be a darker color if it's a lighter background like white. Yellow is not permitted anyways. Orange color is not permitted. Thank you for noticing that. It is absolutely not a brand compliant color. And font size, fonts are okay, but then you could work around with the color changes in the font according to the background. What about the logo? Nobody seems to have a problem with the logo. Actually, this logo is cut in half. This is 100 years logo. Can you see the dots around it? So we have eliminated the right-hand side, the 100 years, and then we have just kept the center logo, which is again not allowed. Remember the logo lockup. It should be the entire logo that should be used. Breathing space is okay around the logo, but those dots are because that the logo is cut in half. Colors are not compliant. So I think we've got all our answers from this one. Let's move on to the next one. What about this one?
Logo breathing space not there at the top.
Absolutely. No breathing space on the logo. No pink, as you rightly said. And there's a clip art. Although it's very cute and it says, "We are the future." I love it. But, it's not required. The leaders are enough there. They are the future. We don't need to put clip art there. You could put a statement saying, "We are the future," without this little boy holding this in the clip art. Pink color is not permitted. Yes, it's not allowed. Clip art is not allowed. Logo position. Positioning of the logo is allowed on the right-hand side. However, the breathing space around the logo should be there, which is not there. Yellow is allowed. Remember, it's an accent color. So we are just accentuating their photos. So that yellow is permitted. Who will make authenticity of the flyer? It really lies in the hands of the VPPR. Read the brand manual very well. I have read it over and over, and every time I read it, I find something. Oh, this is permitted. Oh, this is not permitted. So you will learn. And of course, we have our, maestros, I would call them, in District 116. So we can approach our DTMs, the people who have been in the district for very long, in your districts, in your VPPRs that have been doing the role for quite some time. If you are in doubt, approach them. And most importantly, you could write to TI as well. So I don't know if I have put that in my, please just give me a second. I think it was mentioned in the first slide. Yes, so if you have any questions regards to branding, you can write to brand@toastmasters.org, and that should give you the correct response because they are the authority on it. Okay, so finally, what I'm going to do is, that was our last slide, I think. Let me just see. Oh, no, I'm the last one. Yes, what about this one, the last one? So of course, the flight or the airplane, as much as I love aeroplanes, I was cabin crew for a long time, but it's not permitted. Everything else around this is okay. Is the logo okay down there? And is the yellow color okay in that? The happy yellow is fine because again, it's accentuating the logo, no problem. However, the plain photo needs to go and the logo is fine as well. It has enough breathing space. You see, it says Toastmasters International here, and the same amount of space should be here outside. So it has enough space. So if it is okay all around it, then it's fine. It is okay to use the logo at the bottom. Actually, it is recommended to be using either on the top left or right bottom. If you can't use it in these two places, you can put it elsewhere in the middle or on the right-hand side top or left-hand side bottom. But these are the two recommended places by TI itself. All right, so with that, I'm going to now share this with you all, this presentation in the chat box. And if you have any queries, I'm going to also put my email address so you could get in touch with me. Please also get in touch with Amina if you need to. And Amina, over to you. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Roshan, for that very insightful session. I hope that was very helpful for our VPPRs. I know we tried to put in a lot. These are just the basics, as I said, and we have a lot more sessions coming up. So I would really encourage you all to stay in touch with us and follow us on our social media pages to be updated on when the next sessions are coming up. Just one thing I'd quickly like to add here is that, which we probably have covered it already, but these are the essentials that every VPPR should be aware of. And at your convenience, please try to go through these. Firstly is the TI brand portal. And there is a very helpful document, Let the World Know, Publicity and Promotions Handbook, which is really, really helpful in you understanding what your role as a public relations representative is. It's not necessary to be only focusing on design and posting your flyers on social media. There's a lot more as a PR that you should be doing, and that is what this handbook will guide you. There's also Achieving Success as a Vice President Public Relations. Then there are the TI Resources Gallery and the TI Governing Documents. I highly encourage you to go through all of these documents to be aware of what you have at your disposal to utilize in your role. This has been shared with our district members already. If anyone from outside the district would like to get these links, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to share. Now, let's move on to the part where we can have our doubts cleared. And to conduct this session, we have our Q&A host, Toastmaster Salma. Toastmaster Salma, I hope you're ready and all set to take over. All right, so she is going to conduct the Q&A session. If you have any questions, please, if someone's missed out, please put it in the chat box so that we can answer all the questions and everybody gets a fair chance. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Salma, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amina, for this fabulous training session that I have attended actually recently. And yeah, let's host this session. I believe it was informative enough, and we have a lot of Toastmasters joining from different parts of the world, I believe so. So all are excited to ask a lot of questions. Already we have a lot of questions asked in the chat. So let's start. Just hold on. I hope that I am audible and everyone can see me. Toastmaster Amina, I need your help in case someone raised their hands because I am joining from my mobile. It's not showing the full image of other participants with us in the meeting. Okay. So I have one question from Mahantish. Toastmaster Mahantish, she's asking, is it okay to use AI tool for content writing, including speech?
As per the rule book, it's not mentioned in the rule book. So, okay, but practically, what my thought is, if you use 50% and 50-50, because you can use AI tools to check your speech script, check the grammar and things, but I don't think you can use 100% AI generated script to deliver speech. This is my honest idea, because I was tried this one of the contests, but I failed, because it's not authenticated and it will not come from your bottom of heart when you are delivering the speech.
I'd just like to add here, your speech is supposed to be, you are being judged even for originality. I believe even the quotes that you use, any songs that you use have to be given credit. You need to mention who sang the song, or whoever has said the quote. So I would avoid using ChatGPT for your speeches. For content writing, for your social media posts, your messages on WhatsApp to promote your events, go for it. But speeches, definitely avoid.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Sampath and Toastmaster Amina. I have another question from Mayana Sabir. How about the italic fonts that can be used?
So I'll take that, Amina, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Yes, so you can use the italic fonts if you want. Of course, or any of those fonts you can use in italics, the ones that are branded fonts only. Apart from that, for special occasions, Canva actually, free version does not have the 2 permitted fonts as per the brand manual. There are 2 fonts given by TI that you can use on special occasions. These are like luxurious script, you know, like they are like these fancy fonts, but they are not a part of the free version. So you can't really use it in the free version. However, the current fonts that are there are present, like Gotham, Montserrat, and Sans Pro, you could use in italics. I hope that answers the question.
Hope it's clear. Thank you, dear. And I have another question. I believe it's for you also. How to change Canva photo as their brand color?
So the photo, when you say you can't change the photo as the brand color, you could change the background of the photo as the brand color. So if it's okay, I'm going to share my screen again.
Mm-hmm.
So is it visible now? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so if you can see here, this is my photo. Now I cannot change the photo background, but I can remove the background of the photo like I did before. So if I remove the background of the photo, I can then just change this background at the back, the text box background, to the color. So if I click on the text box, I go to the brand on the left and I shuffle it. I can, sorry, excuse me, not that, this one. I click on this little color at the back because it is, okay. So if you click on this, can you see the blue color on top? I go to this and then I can change it to any of the background colors that I want. But this is only if you can only do so much if you have a background on your photo already. If you do not have a background on the photo, then it's possible to paste it on any other color. So if, let's say, I am again going back to, I'll just show you, if I go to a background remover, you remember this photo that we had? Copy image. I go back to I'm deleting this. So now you see this looks like my photo is on a maroon background because the photo has no background of its own. In this case, if I just want to change the maroon to another color, I would then just make it blue or yellow. And then that's possible as well. Okay, but it's not possible to change the background of the photo if you have a background already existing. So you'll have to go and remove the background of the photo itself. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, dear. We have another question from Toastmaster Miana Sabir. I believe that this one also is yours. Are we allowed to use textured background for flyers, animation elements like glitter or fireworks?
In simple, the answer is no. So these are not permitted as per the Toastmasters guidelines, unless it's a special flyer, like an occasion flyer. Now, it also says in the brand manual that even if you don't have the logo of Toastmasters on your flyer, you still need to follow the brand manual for the other things, because you are still representing the brand. So if you are, let's say that it's Christmas and you're saying Merry Christmas to everyone and you're creating a special flyer for Christmas, you're still representing the brand itself. So even though you might not have the Toastmasters logo on that flyer, everything else still needs to be brand compliant. So in reality, the answer actually is no. You can't use fireworks and animation and all this running script, and all of this is not permitted. Clip art is not permitted.
Thank you, dear. Toastmaster Sharma is asking, if you are doing a newsletter, can you use the same size? I don't know what same size you mean. The same size of the flyer itself, or what do you mean by same size?
Yes, I think she means the same size that I recommended for the flyers. No, in this case, I would recommend that you go back to home. So you can go back to home. And then if you create a design and you search for newsletter. So sorry, there's newsletter here. And then that will open the actual size of a newsletter. And then you could start designing your newsletter. There are also design templates that you could use. So maybe you can start off with this template and you could change it to make it brand compliant, change the images and all of this. So whatever is your output, that should be your input in home when you are creating your design. If you want a newsletter, create design, write newsletter. If you want an agenda for your meeting, write A4 flyer, whatever, like as you can see, there's a flyer here, A4 size. That's your agenda if you want. If you want a mobile video to make, you write this. You want a YouTube reel, you want an Instagram reel, you write Instagram reel. So that will make your size, it will automatically pick up the size. So newsletter will automatically be newsletter size.
Great. Thank you. I believe we still have more other questions. Our Toastmasters are pretty excited with this beautiful session. Toastmaster Verna is asking, does TI have the right to change colors of branded logos from other organizations?
I would like to give a very diplomatic answer. I think that this question should be raised with TI, because I think they are the authority to tell you yes or no. But in my opinion only, in my humble opinion, I would say no. Because no organization has the authority to change the brand of another organization. I don't think TI would want to do it as well for any other organization. Neither would another organization do it for TI, because they have their brand compliance for that particular organization. So, but if for further clarifications, please write to TI.
Sorry, Roshan. I mean, I intentionally asked that question because no, they do not. I only asked it because I have found, I have been doing my first training, I have pro, and I actually did with DTM Kejatan when I first started using Canva in 2020.
Yeah.
The brand guru at the time was Ileana Harrisburg. You know, she was a part of writing the manual. And actually, I said that because we do not have the right to change. And so using the logos, the branded logos are allowed. I asked it, it's just that I have seen, and I think it depends on the personal preference. I've seen us starting to change WhatsApp, Instagram, LinkedIn. We do not have the right to change it. So it's not a matter of writing TI. TI knows that we can't. But I think it's just that in the different training sessions, based on the personal preferences of some of the trainers, I mean, because if you have persons here who are learning Canva and they are given a presentation that has the logos changed, they will think that it's okay to change them when it's actually a copyright infringement. We are not allowed. So I just personally think that certain things we must be careful the way that we are presenting, because that is what we are giving to the novices. They don't know any better. They don't know that they're breaking what is actually a law. We don't have the right to change an Instagram logo color. None of them, we don't. So, I mean, my question was just tongue in cheek, but we don't have the right to do that. And so I think we should, persons would know, we don't have to change it. And because those are branded to do, we actually are allowed to use them on our TI flyers that way.
Correct.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you, Varna. I totally agree with you. I couldn't agree more. I do agree that, you know, flyers should not, we should not be changing any design flyers, especially the logos of all these big, you know, companies that already have their brands very popular in the market. It's already very common in the market. So yes, you're spot on. Thank you for, you know, bringing that to our attention.
Thank you, dear. I believe Toastmaster Amina, we don't have more time to take more further questions. Am I right?
Yes, I believe so.
Then
I want to
it's
share the, if time permit, I will share the how to generate the report. I couldn't answer that. Can I share it? May I share it?
yes,
Yeah.
Toastmaster Amina, can you please?
Would you like to share the screen, Toastmaster Sampath, or
Yes.
you want me to?
Yeah. Okay. So in our meeting registration 177 for to generate the report, you need to go to account management. In account
Just a
management,
minute. I
there's a
think we are seeing some Roshan's screen. Just a minute.
Sorry, I will stop sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
sorry. May I?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. In the admin portal, you need to go to reports. If you go to reports, there are so many reports. You need to go meeting. From the meeting, you can download the from the meeting you can generate and download the how many participants and address, email details from here. This is a report. Hope you will see the report, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Clear.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Sampath, and thank you, Toastmaster Roshan, for helping me to conduct this session, questions and answer sessions. I may now give the control back to our dear Toastmaster Amina. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Salma, for that well-managed Q&A session. We have a few more questions, but unfortunately, very little time. And we just like to wrap up. If you have more questions, please, you are welcome to message either myself, Roshan, or Toastmaster Sampath privately, and we're always happy to help. In addition to that, I'd like to share that this recording will be shared on our YouTube channel, and I'm just sharing that in the chat box. So please visit our YouTube page for the upcoming, for this recording. And we do have another session coming up very soon, which is on the 8th of September, and that is going to be presented by two I would say brand gurus of Toastmasters. One is DTM Kajetan, who will be talking to us in depth about the brand guidelines, as well as DTM Yasser from District 82 will be sharing with us tips on designing with PowerPoint. I hope you will all join us for that session as well. And I hope to see you in all the sessions. as well as Jennifer. I think Jennifer also is another PR maestro, so please do keep joining us. And this is a personal invitation from me to all of you to be there for the next session. I thank you all for joining in today, for supporting us. I hope this training was helpful, and we hope to bring in a lot more, PR resources and just connect with each other and talk about PR. So please stay in touch. And a big thank you to our presenters for a fantastic job done today. Well organized, well implemented, well designed presentations. Our timer, our Q&A host, and the co-host for diligently managing the whole session along with me. And of course, our district leaders who have joined in. I will not have the time to acknowledge each one individually, but primarily our district director for being there throughout the meeting, as well as Toastmaster Naila Rizwan, who I can see on the screen right now. But thank you so much. It means a lot. I hope that we can continue to do amazing work through our PR and spread the word of Toastmasters through our work. And let's all power on. Thank you so much. And yes, I have one more question. Can you share the last slide with info about PR? Sure, I will share with you. Right now, I don't have the document with me, but I can share with you an image. You can just scan the QR code, and that will take you to the document, which has a list of all the resources that would be helpful for every PR.
Amina, sorry if I may say something, please, because somebody asked about italics being used, whether it's permitted or not. And in the brand manual, actually, there is no mention of italics. It just, thank you, Toastmaster Naila, for bringing that to our attention. It does talk about bold and semi-bold and extra bold and all of this. It doesn't say anything about italics, but it does not also say that it's not permitted. So I would think that it's open to interpretation. And if anybody is really trying to be brand compliant, which is great, please write to TI. I will also do the same. So we can get a little bit more clarification on whether it is actually permitted or not. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And with that, I'd like to adjourn the first session of the PR Power series of District 116 with a grateful heart, and hope to see you all soon.